Hello children, welcome to my class. Children, we are doing the sound of music, the Shehnai of Bismillah Khan. In this part, we are reading about very well known, internationally acclaimed Shehnai player Ustad Bismillah Khan. In my last two videos, children, I had talked about the theme of the chapter. I had given the message of the chapter. Also, I had talked about the early years of Bismillah Khan, childhood days of Bismillah Khan. How did he begin his music career? With whom he had taken music, his first lesson in music. He took his first lesson from his maternal uncle Ali Baksh. He was born in Bihar in a small village called Dumrao in a musical family, and then when he was 3 years old with his mother he moved to Banaras, and there he started learning music from his uncle Ali Baksh. Then at the age of 14 he had accompanied him to a very well-known prestigious music conference, that is Allahabad Music Conference. Then in 1938, when All India Radio of Lucknow was opened, then he got his first big break and he became a well-known artist, loved artist, overheard Shehnai player. In 15 August 1947, that was the most memorable moment of his life, because on that day India got freedom and he was the first person to greet the nation, to greet the Indians with Rag Kafi from the Red Fort. And there on the same platform, Mahatma Gandhi and Jawaharlal Nehru were also there, and Jawaharlal Nehru had given his famous speech on Independence Day, Tryst with Destiny. So children, let us continue with the rest of the chapter. Let's begin with the chapter, children. Paragraph 9. Awards and recognition came thick and fast. What do you mean by thick and fast? It's a phrase. It means more, lots, a lot of. So he received awards and people started knowing him within a very short time. He received awards after awards, lots and lots of awards he had received. Not only that, he got call from different parts of the world to perform on different stages. Like Bismillah Khan became the first Indian to be invited to perform at the prestigious Lincoln Center Hall in the United States of America. He also took part in the World Exposition in Montreal, in the Cannes Art Festival, and in the Osaka Trade Fair. So children, these are the few names. He had performed across the world on the different stages across the world. These are the few names, and he was the first Indian. What a proud moment for him. Just imagine, children, he was the first Indian musician to go and perform on the prestigious platform Lincoln Center Hall in the United States of America. And then he also took part in World Exposition in Montreal, in the Cannes Art Festival, and also in Osaka Trade Fair. Very proud moment. We feel proud for him that Bismillah Khan is an Indian. He belonged to India. So well known did he become internationally that an auditorium in Tehran was named after him. See children, he was such a loved musician. People across the world loved him so much that in Tehran, it's a different country, different place, they had dedicated an auditorium and they had named an auditorium after his name. What was the name of that auditorium? Is Tahir Mausiqui Ustad Bismillah Khan. It's such an honor, such an recognition, and such a proud moment for him. At the same time, he is a pride for us, for the Indians. Children, we have seen how Bismillah Khan was being recognized and awarded by the rest of the world. Now let's see what are the highest prizes or awards that were conferred on him. National awards like Padma Shri, the Padma Bhushan, and the Padma Vibhushan were conferred on him. All the honored and prestigious awards of India were conferred on him. Not only these, children, he was given the highest civilian awards, which is in 2001, Ustad Bismillah Khan was awarded India's highest civilian award, the Bharat Ratna. Ratna meaning gem, jewel. Yes, he was the jewel. He was the gem of music industry. He was the gem of India. So people of India had recognized him as jewel and conferred him with the highest civilian award, the Bharat Ratna. With the coveted award resting on his chest and his eyes glinting with rare happiness, he said, "All I would like to say is, teach your children music. This is India's richest tradition. Even the West is coming now to learn our music." So what he said when he received, he was above 80 and he was sick with that much desired award, with the trophy. He held it to his chest and he said, he requested, he gave the message to the world to teach children music, because music is the only source which can purify our soul. And he says that music is India's richest tradition. So it is not that we are only learning, even the Western people, they are coming to India to learn music. If they can come to learn music, then why not being Indian? Why don't we learn music? So he is requesting, he is messaging this to the world. His message to the Indians is to teach all the children music. So children, learn music. Children, Ustad Bismillah Khan was not only a great musician, he was a great patriot as well. In spite of having travelled all over the world, Khan Sahab, as he is fondly called, is exceedingly fond of Banaras and Dumrao, and they remain for him the most wonderful towns of the world. Even though Bismillah Khan had travelled across the world, but still Dumrao, his birthplace, and Banaras, where he learned music, remained his favorite place in the world. A student of his once wanted him to head a Shehnai school in the USA, and the student promised to recreate the atmosphere of Banaras by replicating the temples there. But Khan Sahab asked him if he would be able to transport river Ganga as well. So children, people across the world loved him so much that they wanted him to go to their place and stay there and teach their children music. So in this regard, once one of his students wanted him to go to USA and teach in a Shehnai school. The student also said that he would create an atmosphere of Banaras by replicating temples of Banaras, because he knew the love for his country, the love for Banaras, that how much Ustad loved his country, how much Ustad longed to go to Banaras. But Ustad Bismillah Khan was also witty. he very wittily asked him whether he would be able to take river Ganga from India to US. He said without river Ganga it would not be possible for him to stay there. Later, he is remembered to have said, "That is why, whenever I am in a foreign country, I keep yawning to see Hindustan. While in Mumbai, I think of only Banaras and the Holy Ganga, and while in Banaras, I miss the unique Matha of Dumrao." So wherever he goes, children, if he is out of India, he longs to come back to India. And if he is in India and traveling the other parts of India other than Banaras and Dumrao, he longs to go to Banaras and long for Holy Ganga. He very sweetly says that, but whenever he is Banaras, he misses the Matha of Dumrao. Ustad Bismillah Khan's life is a perfect example of the rich cultural heritage of India, one that effortlessly accepts that a devout Muslim like him can very naturally play the Shehnai every morning at the Kashi Vishwanath temple. Now children, see, Ustad Bismillah Khan was an example of communal harmony. He was an example of India's culture and heritage. That is why, even though he was a devout Muslim, but he could play Shehnai at the temple of Kashi Vishwanath. There is a short story taken from Reader's Digest, October 2005. Shekhar Gupta was taking interview of Bismillah Khan. When partition happened, didn't you and your family think of moving to Pakistan? Bismillah Khan replied, "God forbid me leave Banaras, never. I went to Pakistan once. I crossed the border just to say I have been to Pakistan. I was there for an about hour. I said namaskar to the Pakistanis and salam alaikum to the Indians. I had a good laugh." So he was asked that when partition of India happened during independent war, then most of the Muslim moved to Pakistan. He was asked, "Why didn't you go?" He said, "Leaving Banaras and leaving Ganga, it's next to impossible for me to go and stay there." He had gone there once, but then when he had gone there, he greeted the Pakistanis with namaskar and he greeted the Indians with salam walaikum. So we can say that he was a very good human being and very humorous as well. Children, Ustad Bismillah Khan passed away on 21st August 2006 at the age of 90 after a prolonged illness. He was given a state funeral and the government of India declared one day of national mourning. That was the most honor that can be given at his death. So, what do we learn from him, children? That if we aspire, if we love our passion, if we have dedication, determination, we can achieve anything that we wish for. Children, I hope you have understood the Sound of Music Part 2, the Shehnai of Bismillah Khan. Let me give you a few very easy questions. Try to find out the answers. Question number 1, who was Ali Bakhsh? Number 2, when and how did Bismillah Khan get his first break? 3, what was the most memorable moments in the life of Bismillah Khan? 4, name the first music conference that Bismillah had attended with his uncle. 5, who was Vijay Bhatt? Number 6, what was the venture of Bismillah Khan in film? Number 7, why did he not continue with the film world? Number 8, name some of the prestigious awards received by Bismillah Khan. I hope, children, you will be able to find out the answers of these easy questions. And with this, we end this chapter, and I will meet you again with my next video.